This could be a turning point, a critical moment in the Winnipeg Blue Bombers 2025 season. And with it being a Grey Cup host year, no question that this game carries a lot of importance, even for one against an Eastern Division opponent. Welcome inside GameDay Winnipeg, your Blue Bombers pregame show here on Bonfire Sports. The fire is absolutely raging because Bombers Nation is talking about this club and trying to figure out, read between the lines of what they are all about. Here to help us decipher that, as he always is, the one and only legendary Chris Walby. Bluto. Winnipeg 5-4. 6-4 is a lot nicer than 5-5. And for the Alouettes, they got quarterback issues. James Morgan starts this week as Davis Alexander continues to battle a hamstring injury that's knocked him out for a couple times this season. But back to the main point here. Do you see the Blue Bombers season, as I do, at a real tipping point? This is the final game Winnipeg has before that home Labor Day and the Banjo Bowl against the powerhouse runaway top team in the CFL right now in the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a big test for him. I mean, I'm going to go with the old cliche, and I hate it, but one game at a time, and I think that's what we got to look at. If you look at the issues that the Alouettes have right now, I mean, Philpott's out. They have a lot of their top receivers are out. They're down to their fourth quarterback, as you previously mentioned. Bethel McCullough-Thompson's out. They lost Caleb Evans last week with he's out for the year. Now they got James Morgan, a guy that's been a bit of a traveler. Has been in a lot of NFL camps, but has not started a game since the USFL. But a big boy, 6'4". Got to get very smart, very intelligent. If you watch his interviews, very articulate. And I think Jason Moss really loves the way this guy prepares, even though he's number 4 on the chart at one time. Says this is a guy that had never had any practice, and he got thrown into the game last week, and he hadn't even been with the number ones. And he got? He completed like 20 or 33 for a couple hundred yards and a touchdown.
He looked okay.
You know what? I think he's very smart. And I just, it's funny when you talk about these guys because the Bombers don't get roped into that because it's a rookie quarterback, fourth stringer. Because I think about the guys that beat the Bombers in the first year. Bo Levi way back in Calgary. Then you had, what's his name? The other guy, Dustin Crum, Ottawa, beat us. So, I mean, you can't look at that. But, man, when you look at their offense, I look at their stats, and I hate the stats, but you got to look at them. I mean, they've only scored 17 touchdowns, the worst. They've only thrown 12 touchdown passes, the worst. They've been in the red zone 25 times. They've only got 12 touchdowns, the worst. I mean, there's so many issues. Passing, the worst. So when you look at all these factors, you're going, man, this does not look good for the Owls. But we've seen this before. They have a defense led by Darnell Sankey. That's pretty dang good defense. That's going to be the saving grace for these guys. I really believe that if Alouettes have any chance, Montreal is going to have to really tip the scales, and it has to come from their defense or special teams because right now the Bombers, on paper anyway, and the way they've been getting out of the gate the last 2 games, it could be ugly. But Montreal, it's tough to play in Montreal. You go to Francois, you go to the local watering hole for a quick one night.
It's a hell of a city to be a pro athlete in, I'll tell you that.
It's a wonderful city. I mean, I had the good fortune of, being there for 3 months in 81. And I tell you what, you go downtown and nothing wakes up till 11 o'clock at night. And I was just blown away. It was like downtown Portage, in rush hour. But I'll say this. It's a great time. It's a great culture. It's a great experience. I know O'Shea's got these guys under lock and key. This is the one place I think people get in trouble. And it's a travel too, right? You're going for
like Jake says, could be a trap game.
Yeah, Jake, that's a great point. But I don't think the Bombers are looking at – when I listen to O'Shea talk about it, he goes, hey, this is a tough team. They're going to play their ass off. And I believe that 100%.
Defense. Great defense.
Danny Machocho, their GM, has done a good job. I'm a big fan of Jason Moss being a quarterback. And, they got a guy nobody talks about him, Anthony Calvillo. He's their offensive coordinator. Hey, I know I speak that French pretty good. Hey, I tell you what, man. Hey, qu'est-ce que c'est? Je suis avec moi. Darrin Bauming.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Good, eh?
I'm impressed. Yeah. I thought you were a Viking. Meanwhile, you're a French Viking.
Well, I worked in Montreal for a bit too, so all the girls I work with, and they all spoke French. So
all the girls,
they all said, "You are a fat man."
Look, yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, when you work with the girls in Montreal, you kind of get it, eh? When they go like this to you, "Hey, Mr. Walby, you are a fat man." You're right, I'm a fat man.
And then you reply with, "You have no idea."
I love the girls. I had great girls out there. It was beautiful. But no, Montreal's a great place to play. I agree with you in that. When I'm looking at
the Blue Bombers right now, you could talk about it being a trap game. Like, they're 5-4. Yep. That's who they are right now. They have been okay. They've been good at times. They've been poor at times. The Alouettes, they're kind of downward sliding right now with huge questions at quarterback. Yeah. They need Davis Alexander back. We got lots to get to. Great to see everybody in the live chat, all the fire starters, the pyros, as Ticona Pauly likes to say, and everybody who is joining us via Winnipeg Sports Talk. They had some technical issues today. Hate when that happens, but glad that they were up and running and able to get things going. We're going to look at in-depth in both depth charts, Montreal Alouettes, Winnipeg Blue Bombers. We'll hear from head coach Mike O'Shea from earlier today as he spoke at the airport, a rare walkthrough availability in Winnipeg for a road game. We'll also hear from Peyton Logan, who is in the Blue Bombers lineup, will make his Winnipeg debut this week at returner. And all the implications that surround that. Cameron Lawson back in, a lot of other changes we'll get to. And then we'll hear from the quarterback, Zach Collaros, as well. But before we get into all that, I want to give a quick special shout out to our good friends at the Silver Heights Restaurant, on for the rest of the year to sponsor us here on Bonfire Sports. Big ups to them. If you're not familiar with the Silver Heights Restaurant, go check them out. 2169 Portage Avenue. It's just west of Assiniboine Park in sunny St. James. This is Winnipeg's original sports bar. I'm telling you, since 1957, they have been in one family, in one location, and modern amenities, just a fantastic place. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook and all your social medias, or at silverheightsrestaurant.ca. In the coming days, weeks, we will have some giveaways and prizes from our friends at the Heights. They're also adding some nice swag to our 1930 crew that's headed out to Regina for Labor Day. And they're going to be at Taste of Manitoba. We just might have some vouchers, not tickets to Taste of Manitoba, because like anybody can get those, but vouchers for food and for drink at Taste of Manitoba, including the Silver Heights world famous. I'm talking world famous ribs. You know it, Chris. Awesome spot.
Well, it's interesting, DB, because we meet as an alumni group. Joe Pop, Paul Bennett, Danny Huck, like all the boys, Stan Mickles, myself. It's always at the Heights.
Yeah.
We go down to the Heights. We sit in the back. They got great service, buy a bunch of pictures of beer. We tell stories. It's a great location. It's great atmosphere, great service. Mm-hmm. So, and as you mentioned, the food is second to none. So,
it is. Yeah,
I'm really glad to hear they're on board, and that's going to be fantastic for them and for us.
Amen to that.
Amen
to that. I was just trying to pull up a picture I got of the Silver Heights Restaurant, where they've got Milt Stegall Drive, like the actual street sign. My lips are sealed with how they got it, but I will tell you the story about when Tony, the owner of the Silver Heights Restaurant, brought that sign to Milt Stegall to autograph it, which was very, very cool. I'm going to see if I can pull it up here. Oh, sorry about that. That's Tony on the right, JC on the left, third generation of Silver Heights Restaurant proprietors. Outstanding family, great people. So if you head to the Silver Heights Restaurant, tell them Bonfire sent you, say what's up to JC, Tony, the entire crew there. Everybody's so friendly. You're going to have a good time. I'm going to try to pull that picture up. But this was a very famous spot back in the old Canadiens Stadium days in Polo Park, because it was just down the street from there. I remember hanging out with Jamie Stoddard, the old Bombers receiver, in the back. I know you and Garrell and Mikawas and my Uncle Glenn, and you guys used to all kick it there back in the day. Winnipeg's OG sports bar. Jets game days, Bombers game days. They got buses going to Princess Auto Stadium. It's really an institution when it comes to sports here in Winnipeg.
Yeah, I think it's great. And I just love the fact that they, like you mentioned, the buses. That's such a cool thing with the restaurants around the city that supply the buses, get the fans. They don't have to deal with a lot of, parking issues. They could just take whatever, restaurant, if it is Silver Heights, and go down to the game and just have some fun, have some liquid refreshments, watch a great football game, come back and enjoy the rest of the evening. So I think it takes a lot of put it that way, a lot of stress of taking your own vehicle to the game.
Yeah, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Chris, let's hear from head coach Mike O'Shea. He spoke earlier today about the addition of Peyton Logan. Will we see him on offense? He is a running back. And I wonder how much of the kick return duties he's going to take from Trey Vavel, who is, once again, needing to start in the Blue Bombers defensive backfield.
What's Peyton Logan bring to the offense, potentially?
Well, we'll see if we can work him in. I mean, he's been on the shelf for quite some time now, rehabbing and everything like that. But he's certainly got speed. He's elusive. He's got a thickness to him that makes it hard to, and he runs kind of squatty, so it makes him hard to bring down. But I mean, he's been excellent in other places.
You don't dress a guy like that not to at least have him play some plays, right?
Yeah, I mean, but that's always a challenge too, right? You like your guys and you like what you're doing, and so you got to take something away from somebody else. You're gonna take a reception away from Nick Dembski? Probably not, But
good point.
You Brady, it's all you like I said, you like your guys and you like what's going on. You try and work them in.
Yeah, we touched on this briefly yesterday, but will you stick with Trey for all kick returns for now?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
In your experience, Mike, when it comes to playing a starting position on defense and returning kicks, what is usually the common denominator for success? Is it experience? Is it youthfulness? Is it,
I mean, there's a bunch of intangibles that go into that, but I would think it's moving on to the next play, so not everything's going to go well in either phase, right? You're not going to score every time you touch the ball. You're not going to defend every pass that comes your way. You're not going to make every tackle. So it's moving on to the next play. And if that happens to be a kick return, then moving on to that one.
Peyton has that title of a returner, but he's a pretty good offensive player too. In Calgary, he can run the ball, he can catch the ball. Are you looking forward to seeing what he could do on the offense side of things?
Yeah, once again, we'll see how the game unfolds and how you work everybody in. I mean, you'd like to get them touches in all two phases, right? So, but once again, how it works out, how it unfolds, we'll see.
So there's head coach Mike O'Shea speaking earlier today. Very interesting. As I pull up the Blue Bombers depth chart, Chris, mentioned Trey Vavel starting at corner. Peyton Logan comes onto the roster, and we'll hear from Peyton Logan in just a second. But it was training camp where Logan sustained a thigh injury and has been injured essentially for the better part of 2.5 months here, and ready to make his Blue Bombers debut. But O'Shea it's interesting that he says, it's still going to be Trey Vavel returning kicks.
Yeah, and I think that's a smart move. I mean, why mess with something that's not broken, right? Don't fix the wheel if it's not broken.
Well, I'm trying to understand why he's on the roster then.
Who's that? Peyton?
Yeah.
Well, I think Peyton's smart. I think it's great. It gives Brady and Alouettes, gives a defense a different look. Listen, Peyton Logan's 5'6", 190 pounds. I thought it was a key point that O'Shea said right there. I call him, he's like a little fire hydrant. Thick and runs squatty, as he says.
Yeah. Short.
Tough, and really strong. I mean, I think this is a great 1-2 with Oliveira and him. I think they can use him out of the backfield. He can return. And I know somebody in the comment section said, what if we get hurt with Vavel? Well, Cam Allen, number 0, can go over to the corner. He played a little bit last week. Unfortunately, a young kid got called with a couple pass interference calls, but he'll get better. So I think, it's smart. I love insurance. I love that. Oh, there we go. Now you got the Milt Stiegel drive. Oh, God. I'm going to have to listen to Milt for another 3 years now. Oh,
That's pretty great, though, eh?
I think it's fantastic. Where's Walby Way? Jeez.
Yeah, no kidding.
Man,
that needs to be, around, would you want it around St. John's or you want it in the Kildonans?
Well, the weirdest part is, man, the only place I've seen is on an outhouse.
Excuse me.
And it's just fantastic.
Hey, welcome everybody who joined us from Winnipeg Sports Talk, the WST raid. They had some technical difficulties today. That stinks. I mean, we've been there before, Chris, right? But glad to have you with us here on GameDay Winnipeg, here on Bonfire Sports. This is Chris Walby. Do you know who this guy is? Give your head a shake if you don't. Legend here in Winnipeg. And probably maybe even more so across the country. You called 10 Grey Cups on CBC. I keep telling people that. They're like, what? 10 Grey Cups?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy when I got to work with some superstars. Mark Lee, Chris Cuthbert, obviously, who does all the playoff games. He did the Stanley Cup final. He is the voice.
Too. Yeah.
I call him, just a great guy. Likes his Coors Light, eh? I'll tell you right now, it's a little secret. He likes his Coors Light. But anyway, we had a great time.
You still on the Lucky or what?
Yeah, I like Lucky, but you can't find it in the bar. A lot of bars don't serve Lucky, right?
Well, so you know what? I don't even know if you want to share what your favorite beer is because we're still waiting for our beer sponsor to come through. But
I'll tell you what, if the guys at Transcona are listening, I love their blueberry ale.
Well, TransCanada, yeah.
Emma at TransCanada fixed me up at Christmas, and I loved it. It's a great beer. I'm going to tell you what. They do a good job. Maybe one day we should get them involved so we can go down. But actually, you know what? Now that we got Silver Heights, I think that we might have to do a show from Silver Heights. I think we might have to do one of those, as we get closer to the end when the games become paramount.
I'm down with that. The food, the drinks, the cold ones at the Heights, awesome spot.
Yep.
Once again, here's just half. Well, this is from the one half side of the Silver Heights Lounge, but their restaurant is awesome. I go there all the time, bring my parents there. They're big fans. But this place gets rocking in the evenings, especially on the weekends. Awesome spot, nice patio in the front on Portage Avenue, just west of Assiniboine Park. Great spot. Peyton Logan, we were talking about there, Chris, as I pull up the Bombers depth chart again. I'm really curious. I honestly, I don't know if I believe Mike O'Shea. Dare I say, I don't know if I believe Mike O'Shea. I think we're going to see a lot of Peyton Logan in the return game, especially later in the game when Trey Vavel has, been on the field a little bit. Because
why don't you put them both back there? Put them both back there. Remember,
they probably
Peterson,
will be. Yeah.
They'll be both back there. So now who do you kick to, right?
Yeah.
You kick to Logan, who's, excited, chomping at the bit to get back in, or Vavel, who, as we've seen, has already got 2 touchdowns in that one game. So I think it's going to be a great opportunity for either one of them to make an impact on this game, and field position is key. And like I said, I've been impressed with the Bombers, not to get away with Peyton, but they've come out of the gates the last 3 games really good, and they just kind of, I don't want to say crap the bed, but they just look like something happens. They get so complacent and they kind of fall apart in the second half, and they allow teams to make a game of it. Obviously, I see you're highlighting Cam Lawson, who's back in. That's nice. He's a good player. He's been out for a while too. So, you're following the bouncing ball, which is great.
Well, and I'll pull up too the Blue Bombers injury list. Here's their practice roster. You can pause your video if you want to take a look at that. It includes Demario Houston, of course, who joined the team this week once again. But Nick Hallett is landed on the 1-game injured list. The Canadian backup safety and special teamer. Jonathan Jones still waiting for his opportunity. The Bombers linebackers have been absolutely killing it lately, though. It's going to take something for him to take Kyrie Wilson or Tony Jones's spot. Jamal Parker is going to miss, I think, a 3rd straight game. Winnipeg starting safety, moved to corner as well. And then there's Terrell Bonds. He's done for the season, unfortunately, so they're starting boundary corner. Cody Case, he's going to be a while. Looked to break his leg a couple weeks ago. Here's Dalton Schoen. Chris, great news on Dalton Schoen. Great
He's in the one
news.
game now.
He is running full speed at practice. He is catching passes in stride, looking crisp. But he is working with the second team, catching passes from Chris Streveler in practice. So I expect Dalton Schoen to be back in the lineup for Labor Day.
I do, but that's what you want to do. You want to get healthy. And I think it's great. I think it's a great thing not rushing him in, even though he looked good, as you say, in practice. You don't want to push the panic button. You want to let him get another week under his belt. Mm-hmm. I think it's a great job. I mean, listen, you mentioned it earlier in the show. Corey Mace's got that Saskatchewan team playing well. And I saw they picked up another kicker today because Brett Lother, their field goal kicker, has really struggled.
They're a kicker away from being
despite him
rock solid everywhere.
So they picked, I think, a kid, Fair is his last name. And I guess he was booting 58 yarders today in practice.
Hit a 56, into the wind.
Okay. Oh, you're like my wife. We're married 27, no 28. Okay, whatever. Right? You want to argue all the time. All right, thanks.
Well, if you said 54, I probably wouldn't have said 56, but you said 58.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah, you would have. You'd have slapped me again, man. Yeah, that's okay. But anyway, that's good, man. I'll tell you what.
I'll say something else to piss you off, Chris. I picked the Riders to win the Grey Cup this year.
I didn't. I don't know. I didn't. I pretty much wouldn't have picked them.
For all the people out there that were in my social media mentions this week saying that I'm a Bomber fan, media guy, give your head a shake. Clearly, you haven't been listening to me and Walby do a pregame show for the last 11 years. But Sask looks really good. Getting Dalton Schoen back for that Labor Day Banjo Bowl is going to be absolutely huge. I'll pull up the Bombers depth chart again because I want to ask you a question. Who comes out of the Blue Bombers offense? Because right now, Keurig Wheatfall looks great. Claricius, Canadian, they're not touching him. Jareth Stearns looks great. Nick Dembski looks great. Then you got Dylan Mitchell, who's got what? Here, I pulled it up here. Here's Dylan Mitchell. 3 catches for 22 yards in his first game. 2 catches for 7 yards in his second game.
That's who I'd pull out. I'd definitely make that switch.
Yeah.
That'd be the guy coming to put Peyton in. Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at him right now. Yeah, like I said, you hit it on the head. I mean, obviously a couple catches last week. He's not exploding off the page like I thought, but I mean, they're not throwing to him much either. If I could see 7 targets, 2 catches, then I'm thinking, okay, we got an issue. But they're not really looking at him. I mean, if you look at last week, I thought Zach played really well. We're not even talking about Zach yet, but I mean, he went to 4 different receivers that had over 20 yards. I always love when a quarterback stretches the field. I've told you before, you can't live on dunking, digging dunk passes, And we were doing a lot of that, hitting Brady when the game, he had, I think, 11 or 9 catches. I mean, because they were taking away the deep ball, and that was Calgary. Now, what's going to happen against Montreal? Well, that's a great question because Montreal is number 2 against the rush. They only give up 79 yards a game. They've got a good defense. Listen, I said this before at the top of the show. This is going to be the aspect of this, 3-pronged, the offense, defense, special teams. I think the defense of the Alouettes have to be the key for the Alouettes to win the game. If the Alouettes can put pressure on Zach and stuff the run, they got a shot.
Yeah.
If they can give good field position to James Morgan, they got a shot. But if it becomes a game where, Zach can really do it, and I think he can, going all over the place, spreading the football, I think he threw to 7 or 6 different receivers. That creates confusion on that defense, and that puts a lot of pressure. Now, the O-line is going to have a lot of work because I think Stanley and Kendall Randolph, the 2 tackles, are going against 2 of the very best. And remember who's back in that lineup. No one like the Sean Lemonator Lemon, who's already got a sack in a couple games. He's got back, made some great tackles behind the line of scrimmage. And they got 𝘎𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙯 and Berglund, who leads there with 7 sacks at one of the defensive end spots. So they've got pressure. Now they're missing a guy that I like, Mustafa. Johnson is a horse at tackle.
But you know what?
They got, look at
Dylan Wynn,
number 2. Number
Sean
2,
Oakman.
Sean Oakman, 6'9". 6'9".
Nice linebacking core here too with Sankey and Murray and Tyrese Beverette as a cover linebacker, the dime back. This dude leads the league year in and year out in defensive plays. He is a absolute stud.
Well, he's got 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions. He's all over
Look
the
at
field.
you with your research. Love it.
Well, you know what I like? I like looking at guys, and this is what I said. This kind of just backs my point up about the defense, right? When you look at the offense, I mean, there's some guys here. I mean, Tyler Snead on their offense, and I like Cole Speaker. Alexander Hollis came up from BC. He's only got like 8 catches. I mean, you got Charlton Rambo, who just came back a couple games ago from injury. They've got some talent. But I tell you what, when you got that quarterback there, that's the big issue. And you look at number 16, and every time I look at 16, I think of my buddy, Matt Dunnigan, and James Morgan, man. I tell you right now, the Bombers, Jordan Younger, the defensive coordinator, is going to throw all kind of crap at this guy.
Yep.
And you got Cam Dukes, who you just picked up, and they got Shea Patterson, who they just signed.
Yep.
As a third corner.
Bombers
So, I mean, these guys haven't had a lot of reps, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but hey,
Sorry to get excited.
Those guys have been riddled with injury.
Rathwell in the comments section, great point. They've had a short week. That's another thing. They've only had 1 day to practice for the Bombers.
Yeah.
So, that's a tough, and it's the first time you're playing these guys. Yeah, good point, Patty. Well, it could be Patty anyway. I don't know, Pat. God bless you, Pat.
Well, yeah, Pat, of course, one of the principals at the 1930 crew. Be sure to check them out, okay? We're going to Regina on
sold out, I heard.
Labor Day. We have got a couple spots left. There is the Huss bus, Hustler from the WST, of course, and then there is the Bonfire bus. We didn't want to call it the Bomber bus, like my nickname. Didn't think that would be applicable. Maybe it should have been the Bluto bus. But check them out. The 1930 crew, the1930crew.com, the 1930 crew on social media. The best part of this trip, there's Patty Rathwell. What's up, Patty? The best part of this trip, you get on the bus. The rest is taken care of. Staying at the beautiful DoubleTree Hotel in Regina. Game tickets, meals are included. Not all of them, but great meals are included. Breakfast before we leave Winnipeg, dinner on Saturday night, a great little barbecue we're going to do together. We got tons of prizes. We have got giveaways. People might even be able to come away with one of these, Chris. A little bonfire hat. I got a stack of them behind me there. I don't know if you can see them over my shoulder, but be giving away some of those, some prizes from Silver Heights Restaurant, and so much more. Get on this now, the1930crew.com. Double occupancy, quad occupancy. I think we got enough spots for 4 left. So if you and 3 friends want to go, or you and 1 other friend want to go, I'm with
you're gonna
Dan
have a great
Jets
time.
fan.
Weather's
Can't
gonna
wait
be
for the trip.
fantastic, I think.
Hey?
You guys are gonna have fun, man. I mean, it's a great time. And I was this close. To going. But it's a long weekend, and I got the grandkids. But I'll tell you right now,
We'll get you.
You guys on those buses are going to have such a good time, man. You'll see a lot of my old boys, and Roger Aldyke, Bob Poley, maybe even Bobby Jurison will be there. You never know, these old Saskatchewan cats. Oh, yeah. I would have had a hard time to leave there, but it'll be good. Look there's your game 2 day.
Well, who are these two? Who are these two knuckleheads? Right here. Hey, who are these two?
I can't tell.
That's Hustler and Schnitzy right there in the middle. There's Carter Chen, the bottom left there. There's Pat Rathwell on top right. Look at that beauty. Great to see.
Wow.
The
these are all the pictures out of your wallet.
Hey?
These are pictures out of your wallet.
Yes. Can't you tell? Little Polaroids there.
You know what? And Transcona Poly, I do like the Spike. I haven't been at the Spike in a while. Matter of fact, I think the last time I was there, somebody gave me a shot of something which I quickly expelled. So it was fun, but I like that bar. It's a great time, great bands, another great place. I mean, there's so many places in Winnipeg, but I think you're going to have a great time on that point there, DB. I think it's going to be fun.
Why don't we hear from quarterback Zach Collaros, who shown some good this year, shown some bad. After we hear from him, Chris, I'd love to get your perspective on the Bombers' veteran quarterback as he gets ready to take on the Alouettes.
Good though. Yeah. You believe in momentum from one week to the next? We've had a lot of momentum in the years in Winnipeg and the wins, but
Yeah, and that's like a question that people are kind of like hard line on. I believe in momentum. I don't know week to week. I think there's something to be said of just playing good football and gaining more reps. Just the more and more you're on the field together, the better you play, I think, because again, you're just more familiar with each other. Whether that's a quarterback and a receiver, 5 offensive linemen playing together, 4 D linemen playing together, because there's a lot that goes into that too that people don't realize. Communication on the back end of a secondary, the linebackers, and everybody kind of playing together. I think sometimes we complain about those short weeks, or in our brains, like, man, this is tough. But I think a lot of times it's like it's good to get out there and play, get all those reps, right? So I'm a big advocate for always practicing too. Right. Like I know that we need to be fresh, but I'm also the guy like we need reps, So I think there's something to be said about momentum for sure.
I ask it because I wonder on the flip side if you're preparing the same, but you're getting the one result one week, another result, like you almost feel like you're chasing that feeling a little bit. Whereas in previous years, you've kind of had that role, and if a loss came, you could kind of dump it and go. Yeah. I'm wondering if there's a different feel this year, given the results being so mixed.
No, not really. I mean, after the games, obviously, you feel bad when you lose, you feel good when you win. At the same time, like I always tell you, there's things you always want back, so that those kind of haunt you right after the game. That being said, I think we have to stick to our process. That's got us to this point. Whether it's this season or a lot of us have been here for a long time, and we believe in the way that we do things here. So it's important to just be consistent with that. And if you need to add to it, whether it's like an Indy, after practice, or getting together, watching more tape. Whatever that looks like for each individual, I think it's important to build upon it, but at the same time, making sure that you have your process and you're consistent about it.
I'm not saying you needed to be humbled by any stretch, but do you feel like you're in a race in the West now? Like, do you feel like you're in it when you look at a Saskatchewan team? I know you go week by week, but when you look at an 8-1 team, Calgary's right there at 6-3. You got BC on your heels. Like, do you feel like it's more of a competition this year than maybe other years?
I don't think it feels much different, to be quite honest with you. If you look ahead, which you try not to, and we're focused on Montreal this week, obviously. But to answer your question, there'll be big matchups for Sask. I think we faced them 3 times, right? So those will be important. Hopefully they'll be important.
What's Peyton Logan potentially bring as a help to the
offense? I can remember Peyton, playing for Calgary quite a few times in our stadium, and staying on the sideline and kind of feeling helpless at times. Just when he has the ball in his hand. So explosive. I was saying this to Jake Thomas on the way over about Payne. Like he asks great questions. He's really loves the game of football. Wants to be great at it. Whether he's waggling or in the backfield, returning all those things. So excited for him to get out there. I know what it's like to be injured and not able to be out there and performing. This is our job, right? So he's an explosive guy with the ball in his hand. So excited.
When you reach the halfway point of a season, does it feel like a bit of a reset, or no? Is it just next week?
Right now, it just feels like next week. Yeah. And I can't believe how fast it went. Yeah.
At this point of the season, how close or not close do you think this offense is to reaching its potential?
I think we have a lot of ways to go. But like I said a year earlier in the week, I think we've improved, and we just need to continue to believe in what our core tenets are, and it starts with physicality, and executing and paying attention to the details. All those things that sound cliche, but are really what makes a great football team and a great offense, and the rest will come with that.
The question I just posed to the live chat, Chris, is, has Zach Collaros hit his stride yet this season? Or have we ultimately already seen what he is today as a late 30s starting quarterback that surely will be in the Hall of Fame? But are we going to see more?
Absolutely. I think I agree with a lot of the comments I'm seeing on the sideline here, on the comment section here. I think Zach showed a lot of stuff last week. I thought he was really good with the football. He was smart with the football. Yeah, he had 2 picks. But the ability to run, and he took that, 17, 18-yard run at the end of the game, and then he threw a nice ball to Dembski to get him in a field goals to win that game against, the Ottawa team. I just like the way he's playing. I think he's playing tougher. I think he's running the ball. I don't know how many times he's run, but this is, he's got, 90 yards rushing or something like this now this year. This isn't Strebler. This isn't a guy that usually take off, but I like the way he's using his body, and he's taking what they're giving him. He's like a young guy. I think he had some injuries. I think he was beat up a little bit. We saw the neck. We saw the head. We saw, suspension in the first game. I think he's I think he's getting into a stride right now. I really do think he's going to get better. I'll tell you what, if my money was on a quarterback, I would take Zach. I like Zach. He's got pedigree. You look at what he's done. I got to go with that, man. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people think, he's throwing more interceptions than touchdowns. They're 5-4, guys. They're 5-4.
I'm with Comet. I feel like the Blue Bombers offensive line has not played particularly well. I feel like while the sack numbers against aren't big, the pressures have been there. Yes. And I think defensive lines have been, defensive fronts, include the linebackers, they've been disruptive to what offensive coordinator Jason Hogan has wanted to do. We haven't seen a lot of Brady have big games. We haven't seen Zach have many big games. It seems like those streaks of moving the chains, that consistency, are getting fewer and farther between. So maybe is this a Jason Hogan thing where he's got to figure things out and understand that, maybe he's not playing with that O-line.
He didn't like them comments. I know they were interviewing him and he didn't like the comments. Are you doing things? We stick to some things. We stick to our script, but, we didn't have to make a lot of adjustments. Somebody insinuated that, are you guys not making adjustments at halftime? Well, they both half times the last couple of weeks, they've had a good lead. It's almost like they got to make adjustments in the third quarter when other teams start coming back. Yeah, that's the way. Because somebody's obviously making adjustments, and it seems to me the last couple of games it's the defense or the opposition. But I'll say this: Noel Thorpe, the defense coordinator, has been around a long time.
Buckle up, boy.
And he loves to bring the pressure. He loves the pressure, boys. So you're going to see a lot of Sankey, who had 11 tackles last week. And I'm going to jump on that and say, hey, Tony Jones, you also had 11 tackles. The Bombers middle linebacker.
Tony's he's been so good.
He was all over the place. All I saw was 33.
So good.
He's all over the field. He's a very good football player. I just think this and that comment going back to it about the O-line, absolutely. We need to have protection because I'm telling you, Noel Thorpe's going to bring the pressure. They're going to bring blitzes. You're going to bring Sankey. You're going to bring Beverett. They're going to bring a bunch of guys. That's the thing. Now they're missing Decoy. They're starting safety. Decoy. He is a very good football player as well. But he's been out. But they got Cianti Evans, who plays in Calgary. He's been around the league a little bit. Wesley Sutton, very underrated at the other corner.
Here's their one-game injured list.
Look at their list. It's crazy. Austin Mack, that's the other guy I was thinking of.
Who's that?
Tyson Philpott and Austin Mack, two of the best receivers. And, of course, the returner in Letcher Jr., a huge blow, too.
Yeah. But look at this. They got 3 QBs on the 6 game.
Yeah. And there's a guy that I said that I love watching. I think this guy's just a wrecker in Mustafa Johnson. Mm-hmm. And he's out. Mind you, now I'm all on the Jalen Hutching crew now.
Oh, that's your guy now. Yeah.
Oh, my God. He's a machine, that guy.
Yeah.
But I think, again, this is why I say, and I'm reiterating it again. I'm saying it again for the third time, probably the fourth time. If we can control their defense, we win the football game. I really believe it comes down that simple. It's a game in the trenches. It's always in the trenches, but we have to beat their defense. We have to make Noel Thorpe. You got to go, baby, because I'll tell you right now, if they started, Dylan Wynn played for Hamilton. He was a good football player there. He banged up a little bit, but he's still a hell of a defensive tackle. Then you got Sean Oakman, 6'9", the other tackle. They got some guys, but I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. So I'm looking forward to watching the game tomorrow. I think everybody on this on their section here and the guests and the comments will all be there the same, cracking a cold one, watching the game, watching the Bombers move up and hopefully end up 6-4. Because I tell you what, you hit it on the head, DB. I don't want to look ahead, but I got to. Because my 2 favorite games of the year are coming up. I love the Prairie rivalry. And to me, I just think it's going to be a great, great, great matchup.
There's nothing better than Labor Day Banjo Bowl.
8-1.
Yeah.
I never would have picked Saskatchewan 8-1. I really
look at
wouldn't.
Points for and against. They're beaten up on the league right now. Calgary at 6-3, Winnipeg 5-4, BC 5-5, and coming on strong.
And Edmonton. They finally made that change.
I wouldn't count them out.
What? I gotta say this.
I wouldn't count them out. They're 4 points back. And they got a game in hand.
The league is so about, let's start a Canadian quarterback. You know what, Trey? Unless I don't have it against Trey Ford. But come on, man. If you're not doing it, you can't rely on a quarterback that all he does is run. And that's what he does. Yeah, he can extend some plays. But you got a guy behind him, Cody Fajardo, who's won a cup already. And he's played extremely well. He's getting better every week.
I wouldn't count him out. I wouldn't count him out yet.
No, I don't. But look, do you see Nathan Rourke last week?
Yeah.
Woo,
might be the best quarterback in the league.
Well, I don't know about that, but he's definitely.
You don't know about that? Might be the best quarterback in the league? Come on. He might be.
I'm still going with a guy that I like, and I'm going for the old dog. And I'm going with
Trevor Harris.
I still like. There you go. Smack me in the mouth again, DB.
Who's your old dog? Who's your old dog?
Bo.
Ah, yeah.
But I do like Trevor. Trevor's really playing well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But you were talking about you don't want to look too far ahead because these are your favorite games on tap. Here's the game on Thursday, Bombers in Montreal, then Labor Day and the Banjo Bowl. That game is sold out. It'll be an 11th straight sellout at Princess Auto Stadium. Then the Bombers go on a bit of a roadie through Hamilton and Ottawa in the mid and later parts of September. They're home again on Saturday, September 27th against the Ticats. This, to me, this final stretch is what's really important. They get a very well-deserved bye week after 11 straight games. Insane. They will go to Edmonton on October 11th. Third and final meeting between the Bombers and the Riders. 3 regular season meetings this year. It's going to be huge to how the West Division shakes out and how Winnipeg's playoff positioning ends up at the end of the line. And then home to the Alouettes on October 25th. A couple chilly weather games there on the prairies. That'll be a lot of fun. But where Winnipeg is right now, Chris, I think it's fair to say, you and I have had those debates about must win and what that means versus an elimination game, which is an actual win or go home, not really a must win. I see it that way as a, it's a little bit different than a must win. Winnipeg is kind of in must win territory every single week right now. They need to move to 6-4 because 5-5 going up against the Riders 3 more times. The West Division is going to be tough. If that's the case. If they're 6-4, they win in Montreal, and then they go into Regina on a little bit of a win streak, win against Ottawa, win against Calgary, win against Ottawa and then win against Montreal. They might have some momentum where they could pull off an upset. We've seen crazy things happen in that Labor Day game.
Yeah, the Labor Day is game. But, we don't want to get too far ahead of it right now, right? I don't want to go into Labor Day, 5-5, and exactly. It does. Great comment. You just read my mind. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do. This is a big game. Every game is big now. It really is, because Montreal is fighting. They're in second place now. They're trying to keep up with Hamilton, so it's not like Montreal is going to go out there and just put in the motions. They're out there to win in front of their fans. They've been on a 3-game slide, a losing slide, and they want to win. Mm-hmm. And I think they were doing it. Did Montreal block the horns? I know they're trying to leak.
They're gone this year. No more air horns in Montreal.
That was crazy. That was so
Lord
loud.
Bless them.
No, I like the fact that they did it. You know what? I guarantee there's guys still bringing the horns in. They'll be in there. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
That won't be as mass.
Hit that thumbs up
watching.
If you haven't
What's
yet.
that say? See on ice? What's that say?
SNIS.
Oh, who's SNIS?
This is SNIS. Says 90 watching live. You know what? If you include Facebook and Twitter, we got 215 people watching live right now. Big thanks to everybody who's checking us out. Chris, people might also be listening to the podcast afterwards. Did you know we just hit, a week or two ago, 100,000 downloads on our podcast, Bonfire Sports?
I heard After Dark's doing well.
We are. After Dark is doing well. But big thanks to everybody who supported us through that. If you're watching on video right now, head over to your podcast app, give us a sub, and hit that thumbs up right now if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or wherever. If you're watching on Twitter, head on over to YouTube. We're easy to find, BonfireSports.ca/YouTube. you can go bonfiresports.ca/live. It'll take you right to our live page where we do our pregame and postgame as well. But I wanted to touch on that before we get into your keys to the game, Chris. The offense, Jason Hogan, Zach Collaros against Noel Thorpe and a very talented Alouettes group of defenders, to me is the phase of the game I'm going to be watching most closely. But for you get into it all in your three keys. Let's hear it from you.
Yeah, but I just want to talk on that. My comment, obviously, it's going to be one of the trenches. I say it every game, and it really will be one of the trenches. Bombers' O-line plays well. We'll win. That's what I'm saying. Okay, now I'm going to tell you what. Here's my keys for offense. Come on, 60 minutes, boys. 60 minutes, for the love of God. They're playing hot 30 minutes, and they go to sleep in the second half. I feel like throwing pillows to the guys on the bench. Might as well go to sleep. You haven't got this game won yet, boys. Wake up. And I think you got to protect the ball and obviously keep Zach off his back. Defense, listen, James Morgan's first start in a long time since USFL. I mean, he did a good job coming in last week and their loss to BC, but I think you can really make him uncomfortable. So Jordan Younger, mix up your coverages, mix up your blitzes, make them hold the football, and maybe get some turnovers for a change. You know what I mean? Let's get we used to be a number one in turnovers. Let's get that again. And then special teams, will it be Trey or Peyton? But then I'm going to watch this. Two of the very best field goal kickers in the game, La Jolla, Texas, Sergio Castillo versus Monterrey, Mexico, Jose Montes. It's going to be great.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Sergio Castillo named a CFL top performer for a second consecutive week.
He's got a power. Both these guys got great legs. I mean,
oh, yeah?
Malto's hit a 58.
You like their legs,
He's got a
eh?
63. Oh, well, I'm telling you right now. I love kickers that are consistent, and I love Maltos. He does a bicep every time he kicks it. He flashes the crowd with a bicep. So now everybody in Montreal, when they kicks a field goal, take a look at the fans. They all make the muscle pulls. I love it. I think it's great for the game. He should get T-shirts made. And I'll be honest with you, if I was a marketing guy, I'd have Maltos with his number and a bicep. He might have to use mine
like
though, because kickers. He's actually got a fairly good gun. Well,
pardon?
Anyway,
love that.
A gun. His arm.
Oh, gun. Okay. So this is a Thursday game, Chris. Game day after dark. We'll go live after the game, as we always do. You'll be back here for the pregame show ahead of the Labor Day Classic. The1930crew.com. Hit that up and be sure to join us on the trip to Regina. There's still a couple spots left. What are your plans for this weekend, Chris? Game on Thursday, which gives you a little bit of a buffer before Saturday hits.
And when she's away, can't tell you where I'm going to go, buddy. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Oh, tears.
Oh, baby. That sounded like, they have live music at the Silver Heights restaurant. Maybe they'll get you up on stage.
Well, you know what we're going to do? Somebody made a comment because the last time I was at the game, remember I did the game from my cabin.
Yep.
And the Bombers hadn't won, so I put "Change Is Going to Come" by Sam Cooke. And somebody said, "Hey, what song are you going to play?" So, sunshine.
New thing for 2025 is, well, you know what? The Bombers could use all the help they can get.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Karaoke at the Heights. Oh yeah. I used to pull out some John Fogerty karaoke at the Heights back in the day.
You sing?
Oh, karaoke.
You have a good voice. Yeah.
I'm not doing it here because you know what's going to happen.
What?
Tristan Rivers is going to remix you and me singing together, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare.
It will be a nightmare.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think the guys when you least expect it, you're erected. You got the you're going to have a good singer. You're a good singer.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah. On that note, Chris, the Bombers are 3.5 point favorites in Montreal. On your way out, can we expect a Bombers win tomorrow?
Yes. But again, I'm going to throw it on. I'm going to say this to my boys, my Hoggies, the O-line. You play well, we win. You get them, you let them in, gonna be ugly. So my Hoggies have got to come out to play tomorrow. They got to play Patty, Stanley, all of you guys. Chris, Kendall, who am I missing? Oh, Gabe Wallace, 340 pounds of just big boy.
I call him Walby Jr. Reminds me of you in so many ways.
No, he's got hair.
It's true, and a mustache.
Yes,
Yeah.
He doesn't have the chrome.
I'll correct myself. Thanks to Timmy. The Bombers are 6-point favorites in Montreal. They opened at 3.5.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
By the time we get off the show, it could be 9.
Amen to that. True enough. Thanks, Chris. Have a great weekend, brother.
Hey, thanks.
We'll send you on your way.
Good luck tomorrow.
Have a couple
guys.
luckies for me.
I may just, I've been dry all week, so it's been kind of a nice. I was out of the lake 5 days last week, so I've been dry, but I may break that cycle pretty soon.
Hey, all bad habits, all good habits die hard.
Well, I have a little vodka here. Okay, I'm lying. All right, have a good one, DB. Chris. Love you guys. All good. All the best. Bye-bye.